I'm curious why the prosecution has not yet entered into evidence the voice messages that Karen Read left for John O'Keefe the night he died. Because I believe there was as many as 3 of them, and they were not nice. They were Karen pissed off because she believed that when she and John pulled up at the party, that John was going to run up to the door, because they'd gotten lost twice. So John was going to run up to the door, make sure they had the right house, probably check to make sure there wasn't anybody in there like Colin that they'd had past run-ins with, and then come back and get her. That's what she honestly believed was happening. So she's sitting in the car. She's got her dome light on, probably going through her purse, probably putting on some lipstick, whatever. That's when Ryan Nagel sees her sitting out in the car. She's by herself. There's no damage to the car. There's no body anyplace. And she's sitting alone in the car with the dome light on. But John never comes back out, according to Karen's story. And after a few minutes, she gets pissed and she drives away. She thinks, fuck you. You've forgotten me. You're probably inside partying with your friends and you forgot all about me. So according to her story, she went straight back home. And once she got there, she called his phone and she left a couple of voice messages. And these voice messages were pretty freaking nasty. They were. She was yelling F words at him. Fuck you, you're just using me. She's yelling at him. And she's mad at him because she thinks that he's just ditched her for the Albert and McCabe party scene and left her feeling like a fool out in the car. Now, we know she was at home when she left those voice messages because you can hear the garage door closing. She's just arrived home. The garage door is closing. She's getting out. She's walking across the garage. You can hear her heels on the garage floor, and she goes into the house. So the timing of that, the time stamp on that first call is 12:41. Now, this has not been entered into evidence in the trial yet. It was in the grand jury. Keep in mind, all of these voicemails were played for the grand jury because they make Karen Read, like they feed into the notion that Karen and John fought all the time and that Karen was angry and Karen was mean and Karen was drunk. And most importantly, Karen had a motive. So they went before the grand jury and they played all those voicemails, made a big case out of it. Look, here's all the calls, here's all this. And they realized that the defense had all of the records from the phone companies of when all of these calls were made, all of the timestamps, everything like that. I think they started to piece it together and realized there wasn't time for her to hit John at the time they said she did and still make it to O'Keefe's house to leave those voice messages. So in order for Karen to have made it back there in time to leave those voice messages, that means she would have had to hit John about 6 minutes earlier than they had originally said. Which means there was a call. They're saying Jen, according to one of the podcasts I listened to, that 13th Juror, she's so good. I think it was there that I heard that they're claiming that John was hit at 12:25. But there was a call from Jen McCabe to John O'Keefe at 12:29. And the call was answered and it was 8 seconds long. So you either have to believe that that call didn't take place and those phone records are wrong, or you have to think maybe the timing that they say Karen would have hit him was incorrect. Also keep in mind, if Karen did hit him at 12:25, then what's the whole point in saying, I mean, they've made a real point of saying Colin left by 12:30. Colin wasn't even there when they arrived. So Colin would still be there. So Colin and everybody else, the Nagel, Julie Nagel, all of them would have been there to have seen a body on the lawn if she really hit him at 12:25.